Hey there, everybody. This is Randy Dalton coming to you from R&B Properties. Thanks for joining us this week. We've been talking over the last few weeks about the different types of questions. We've been ranking them 1 to 5, the different types of questions that you should be asking a tenant applicant, someone who's wanting to move into your rental unit. First week, we talked about question number 1. Question number 1 was all about affordability. So, what's your gross household income? Look at that in comparison to the rent. How much of their income is going towards rent, and can they afford this? Question number 2 was show me the money. So, show me where that income is coming from so that you're able to verify that income and verify that they're making what they say they're making and that they're in a position where they're going to be able to afford the rent. Today we're talking about question number 3. But before we go there, I just want to talk quickly a couple of administrative matters. Please, if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, sorry about that. Hit the dislike button, though. We really do look for your feedback. It really helps us to improve this content over time. The other thing is hit the subscribe button. We're really looking to build our subscription base. So if you like what you hear every week and you want to hear more of it, hit the subscription button so that you're tuned in every week to what we're talking about. Remember, this channel is all about property management. It's all about real estate. It's all about construction. So we're going to be talking about all those different things at different times. Today we are talking about property management and the different questions you want to ask your tenant applicant. So we're on to question number 3. What is question number 3? So for us, this has actually moved up the ladder a little bit. We used to be further down the list, but we are finding more and more that we're able to get a good insight into what makes a person tick by looking at their social media posts. It's really a very valuable tool. So no different than a business that's looking to employ an individual, and part of their interview process is to look at social media and what they're doing. No different would be for a landlord to do exactly the same thing. Why wouldn't you do that, right? It really gives you great insight. Now, to do this, you really want to stop and think for a second, what's your personal makeup, right? Because putting in the right tenant, it's not just about paying the rent on time. It's not just about not creating problems that don't exist or a bunch of drama that doesn't exist. It's all about a relationship between the two of you, right? If you're going to self-manage, you are taking on a relationship with a tenant that's a minimum 1 year, hopefully more, hopefully 3, 4, 5 years. So you want to be sure you understand a little bit about yourself and you understand a little bit about what personality traits are you looking for in an individual. Do you want to have a relationship with this person for a number of years, right? So you really need to think about that a little bit. And what we're looking at doing is we look the last few posts, the last few days. What have they been posting? What have they been saying? And we'll write down a few comments, right? We're trying to get insight into this individual. So we're trying to think about what are the personality traits behind these posts, right? So we'll talk about whether or not they're maybe positive thinking or negative thinking. We'll comment about whether or not, they're friendly and outgoing or reserved, quiet and reserved. We're looking at those kinds of comments. So write down 1 or 2 things after you see a few posts. And then what we like to do is we like to go back a few months and do the same thing. Look at a few posts and write down a few words, a few personality traits that you think is what's behind those posts, that individual, that person. And then look a couple of years ago and do the same thing again. Look at 2 or 3 posts. Don't make this a big, huge exercise. We're talking about like 5 or 10 minutes. We're talking about what's the first thought that comes to your mind in terms of personality traits. And then take a look at what you've written down. Take a look at what you've written down recently, a few months ago, and a few years ago. what you're looking for is maybe you made a mistake, right? Maybe you made a mistake and the person wasn't the way they came across at the beginning. They were more like what they came across a few months ago, a few years ago, right? Or vice versa. But more importantly, you're looking for consistency. You're looking to see whether or not that person is genuine. If they're not genuine in their post, throw everything out. Ignore everything that I've said. You're looking for someone that's genuine with regards to the posts that they're creating. There's consistency there, so you get a good feeling about what this person is all about. And then the other thing is you're looking at maybe they're changing a little bit over time. So maybe they're heading into a more positive direction, right? So you can see that in those posts a few years ago, a few months ago, a few days ago. So that's kind of what you're looking for. We find that this is extremely valuable. As I said, it's more than just a tenant's going to pay their rent and not be problematic. It's really you're building a relationship with this individual. For us, we're building relationships with our staff, and we want to make sure that our staff are able to have a good relationship with that tenant, with that individual or group of individuals that we've moved in. So that's it for today. That is question number 3 for us. It's looking at social media. It's looking at social media to try to get a better understanding of that individual, what makes them tick, and make sure that that is someone that we want to build a relationship with over the next few years. Because for us, it's a few-year process. It's not a one-year process. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you again next week.